Hey everyone. Well, it's Labor Day and silage harvest is underway. They got started late last week, and then we had 3/4 inch of rain late last week. Really shut the silage harvest. Things picked back up on Monday here. Today, like I said, is Labor Day, so we are headed out to the field. We've been out off and on today, getting some footage of the silage crew in action. I'm actually getting ready to hop in the silage cutter with Dion, so I'm going to have some pretty cool footage from the silage cutter, and then we'll be wrapping in some aerial shots of the silage cutter and all the trucks in action here in this video coming up. All right, we made our way up to the silage cutter, and we're riding along with Dion Burnsbeck. Did I get that correct?
Yep.
All right, and today, as I said, coming up to the field, we are chopping silage on an irrigated circle. Dion and the crew have been out here. They started last week, and we got rained out, and they started back up today. And Dion, I was hoping you could this is kind of an exciting operation. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing, who you're with, and I think the viewers would really be interested in hearing about this brand new machine you're on.
Okay. Well, my name's Dion. Work for Shippers Harvesting out of Hoxie. Sam Shippers. I don't know, he asked me turn me loose with this brand new silage cutter, and we're just out here having a good old time, I guess.
Well, tell us about this. Dion and I have been chatting here for about an hour before we started this video, and this is a brand new machine. Yep. And tell us some of the specs you were telling me about with the depth and the horsepower and all that stuff.
Well, so we're pushing a 12-row head here. Obviously, it's a John Deere silage cutter, 9700. It's got 400 hours on it. This year, well, I guess they released it last year, but Deere's new motor doesn't require diesel exhaust fluid, which has helped us a bunch. You don't have to carry it in your service trailer all the time, and it's a heck of a machine.
Yeah, one less thing you have to worry about when you're servicing it in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, speaking of fuel and stuff, is like one tank of diesel enough to get you through the whole day?
Barely.
Barely?
Most days in good corn, if you don't, in decent corn, okay. If you're good running, tank of fuel will not make it.
Okay.
By 3 or 4 o'clock, you're needing somebody to bring your trailer to you.
Right. And as Dion and I was talking, you said the most efficient spot for the machine from an RPM perspective is, you said, right around 1400?
And at about 1450 is where this one is its most efficient.
Okay.
We've got some pretty good wheel tracks there, so yeah. We're not crowding it by any means.
Yeah. So Dion, one thing I've kind of noticed as I've sat here chatting with you is when you get closer to that 1400 RPM spot, I found it was kind of interesting. The machine actually almost gets quiet.
It smooths down.
It does.
That's the kernel processor. Yeah. It's loading everything up.
Yeah.
Everything that's where the machine wants to run.
You can tell it just gets quiet. It's pretty impressive. So. Tell us a little bit about this Kernel processor. I kind of had to wrap my head around it, being really in the IT world, the first thing I think about is a computer processor, but no. That's not what you're talking about.
No, it's a shear processor, the Extreme, and it's got 2 large rollers and they're grooved, serrated, and everything that goes through the silage cutter and comes out the spout gets rolled down to about the thickness of a credit card.
And right now you're processing how many tons per acre?
This is 18-ton corn right now.
Okay, so literally 18 tons
per acre.
Per acre.
So
going
every half mile that we run, 16 and a half foot on a half-mile run is 1 acre.
Okay.
If I remember right, I might be off on that. So basically, we're just darn near 2 acres every time we go
Okay.
make a pass through the field.
And right now we're averaging about 5 miles an hour.
And running 350 tons an hour or so through the machine.
Okay. So is this about a 120 acre circle?
Should be.
Okay.
Look like it.
And how many hours on average does it take you to wipe out 120 acres?
Oh, 5 or so.
5 or so? Okay.
Depends on your trucks and your wait times.
Okay. Was there anything else about this brand new machine? I know the Dakota Micro, that was kind of an interesting thing you were talking about, where there's a camera that the trucks are able to see that's mounted on the silage cutter, and it helps them align more accurately on where the silage needs to be loaded on the truck, correct?
Yes. Yep. They can basically load themselves.
Right, which cuts down, like we were talking, it cuts down a little bit on operator fatigue and just makes the operation just overall more efficient.
Yes. Yep. And we do have radios to communicate also.
Right. And you're saying 1 honk is slow down and 2 honks is speed up?
Or vice versa, depending on the trucks and what they're used to.
And then a long honk is something's wrong.
Stop.
Yeah. And then the other thing we were talking about, I think the viewers might find interesting, is this machine is it's good at sensing foreign matter coming through the system, and it has the ability to shut down on like metals and other debris like rocks and stuff if it senses that, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, anything metallic. I mean, it could be a 1/4-inch piece of wire,
Right.
1/8-inch diameter wire or smaller. We'll shut this thing down.
Okay.
And it won't to go again until you find it.
Okay, that could probably be challenging.
In 10-foot tall corn, I mean, you have a pretty good idea of where it should be in the header and feeder house, but
Now, can you reverse it and get the machine to spit it out, or?
if it's tiny, it'll hold up down there.
Okay. What is the learning curve like hopping on one of these machines? Is it, take hours and hours to get comfortable with it, or is it something that, is still, somewhat intimidating, even if you have a lot of hours?
Oh, no. I guess it wasn't for me, but I've been running machines my entire life, so I can see there's a lot going on. It's a lot different than running a combine. I mean, you've got these guys, you're basically unloading on the go all day long.
Right.
So
what I would say is it's very dynamic. There's a lot that's constantly changing. With a combine, typically things are more static, I guess, in nature.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you'll see something pop up that you're not expecting, but this is definitely very dynamic. You kind of always have to kind of be on the ball.
Well, I feel extremely fortunate to get around one of them. I mean, like I was telling you, there's nothing quite like it that I've ever found. I mean, depending on the gutter, between 900 and 1,000 horsepower between these 97 to 9900.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous amount of horsepower you're sitting on top of.
It sure is.
To wrap your head around the volume of crop that's going through.
And we can just see it here. It's really hard to just, the amount of material that is going through this machine is just, it's impressive.
It doesn't take long to get a truckload.
Nope. All right, well, Deon, we appreciate the time. Is there anything else you can think of?
Well, I don't know. Not off the top of my head, I guess.
Well, pretty good overview. We'll be doing some aerial footage, and I was already hanging out getting some outside shots, so we'll be incorporating that into the video. And Deon, I think we just really appreciate you letting us ride along with you this afternoon.
I kind of wish I'd have got my camera out and videoed you running alongside the header for, I don't know, what, mile and a half? I don't know. Well, you made like 3 passes.
I'm just glad you weren't going any faster.
One of the truck drivers wanted me to speed up, and I said I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I got my workout in this morning.
That's for sure.